Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. So in today's video, we will look into how to create virtual environment in VS Code. So first we have to understand why do we need virtual environment? Because most of the projects, most of the times when any professional would be working, they would require they would be working on multiple projects at a time, and each project has certain requirements of different versions of packages, and also the interoperability of different packages is very critical, considering few of the packages would work with only certain version of any other package. For example, PyTorch would be more compatible with a specific version of NumPy or Pandas. So to ensure that, we always need to create a virtual environment whenever we start working on any new project, right? So the first thing which we have to do is we have to create we, instead of this terminal PowerShell, like we can also work on Git Bash. Usually Git Bash is preferred for more user friendly and more efficient interface. So we start with installing creating new virtual environment. We call it my env. So we write python minus m venv my env, right? So once we run this code, it takes a few seconds, and we will be getting this new folder in the left section. And yeah, now it's created. So once we create this virtual environment, we have to activate it. So to activate, we have to run source, the name of the environment, which would be my env, and then we will go with within my env. If you see, there is a subfolder called scripts. So we'll go in within scripts and then activate. So once we run this line of the code, our virtual environment gets activated. So you can see this portion where we are getting this my env section. Now once we create a virtual environment, we have to install few packages within it, and different depending on the projects which we are working on, we would be having a different set of requirements for different packages, right? In this scenario, I would just show the basic packages which we would be having in most of our projects. So start with NumPy, Pandas, uh, scikit learn, and ipykernel. Ipykernel I would be installing primarily because I would show how we run Jupyter notebook within VS Code, right? So to install these packages, we just have to run, instead of installing all these packages separately, we have to just run pip install -r and the name of the folder. Since we are calling it requirements, so we will just keep it that way, requirements.txt. So once we run this, okay, we are getting, okay, sorry, the spelling of install is wrong. We will run this again, install -r requirements.txt. Yeah. So once we run this code, it will take a while to install all the packages, and once these packages get installed, we can run again. Meanwhile, we will create a new uh, maybe one py file which would be running on VS Code, and we'll also create another file, test2 dot. This will be a Jupyter notebook, right? Yeah. So this installation would take a while. Uh, yeah. So one thing, like within this IPNB file, which would be the Jupyter notebook, I'm calling it test2. So whenever you are running this test2, meanwhile this is getting installed, I will just try to explain about running Jupyter notebook in VS Code. So to run this, first of all, we have to select kernel. So if you see in kernel, we have the options of Python environment, Jupyter kernel, and existing Jupyter kernel. since we have created a new Python environments, we would be selecting this, and you can see my env is available here. So which means our new environment is detectable for Jupyter Notebook. So we'll just select it. So once we select this package, this new environment, then we are good to go for Jupyter Notebook, running Jupyter Notebook in VS Code. Just one package in particular which is required to run Jupyter Notebook in VS Code is IPyKernel, which we have mentioned in requirements, right? So pandas, NumPy, scikit-learn, and IPyKernel. So once we get IPyKernel, we can directly use this Jupyter Notebook. So for example, if you right now if you see this, it will mention that it requires IPyKernel, right? We will not install it separately because we have already used it in a requirements.txt. We will wait for a few more seconds, and after that it will get installed from requirements.txt only, right? So we will wait for this to get over. Usually it takes I mean 2 to 3 minutes for each packages to be installed. And even while running a different program, we have to update these packages list. So we have to understand these packages list are also required whenever we will be pushing this project to GitHub or any place where other users can use. So it is very friendly, user friendly practice where everybody can observe the sort of packages which have been used to develop any project. And apart from these packages, we can also look into the versions which have been used, right? Yeah. So it is still installing these packages. Since these packages are heavy, it is taking a little bit of more time. Yeah, now you can see these packages have been installed, right? Now we have to just check it once, and for checking we can simply go here in ipnb file and run this sale. We can also run it using shift enter, and you can see earlier we were getting all this notification, now we are getting the result, right? And you can also see different, like if scikit-learn or pandas has been installed or not, right? So if it is not showing any error, then it means it is this pandas is already available. So you can see this is running quite fine. So yeah, this is how we create environment, and this is how we this is usually the very I would say the step zero for working on any ml related projects. So yeah, that was it for today's video. Thanks.